All right, looks like we're live here. Give you guys a couple minutes to pop in. If anybody's gonna pop in, I see one. Give her just a second here. Drop a comment, let me know who's watching. I'll be interacting with you guys. If you hear any background noises, it's probably my son or my wife. We are just hanging out at home tonight. It's a beautiful Sunday night, and I actually have somebody dropping by to come pick up a rental machine here in just a couple of minutes. But we are going to we're going to dive into things here. I kind of have a brief outline for tonight. You can see I took some notes today. We're going to have some things to talk about, so it's going to be a good one. The outline is mostly, well, I start out with mowing. We're going to be talking about mowing in the fall. We're going to be talking about fertilizing and cleanups, trees, shrubs, aerations, all that good stuff. So just 1 second here, guys. Alrighty, but yeah, we're going to start off with mowing, and there are some tricks to mowing in the fall. And I'm going to first talk about mowing with blades. Now, not my company blades, but with the actual blades underneath your deck. So when the leaves start to fall, I don't know how many of you guys do this, but whether you're a commercial person or residential, I like to use what's called a gator blade or like a ripper blade. They have teeth on the back side of the blade, which helps grind up leaves. So kind of a nice option there for fall. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was putting a mulch kit under your mower. It's kind of like it separates the blades. They have their own capsules underneath there, and it just helps hold the leaves in there longer and grind them up real nice. So mulching kits are a great option for fall as well. Another thing would be, we're going to talk about the cut height. The cut height, I like to cut pretty high in the summer months, keep that grass nice and long. It helps keep it greener longer and definitely takes some of the beating out of the grass, you know, when it gets super hot in the summer. So typically we start early on in the spring. You know, we're at that 3-inch mark here in Minnesota. Move that deck height up to 3 1/4, 3 1/2 in the summer, and you kind of want to do the same thing going into fall. What we like to do is we like to drop that deck height down the later it gets in the year. You can sometimes in the fall, depending on your yard, you could finish at like 2 1/2 for a cut height. So like to get that thing nice and low by cleanup time. If you're a commercial operator, don't worry too much about the leaves unless you're going to be charging accordingly. I just like to go in there. Like I said, it just changing the blades helps grind up those leaves for fall cleanups. That's great. But other than that, don't worry too much about the leaves, I guess, until you do your final cleanup. So everybody likes to do it a little bit different, that leaf game. That's just kind of what I would suggest, and you do it how you want to do it. But that's going to do it for our mowing chat. We're going to move down into fertilizing here. Fall is the greatest time of year, if you ask me, to fertilize. Gonna recover that grass out of the summertime. And yeah, it took a pounding this summer here. We had a drought. So I've been putting down the fertilizer really heavy. On my fertilizer program, we run 2 applications in the fall, one being mid-September, and the next one is mid-October-ish. So we like to, you know, use a 13 in the earlier part of the fall, and that really helps too if you put down an overseed during your aeration process. So yeah, we're gonna do a triple 13 or something like that. There's a triple 11, I believe. It's going to vary depending on where you're located. Those are our mid to early fall applications that we're going to do. The late fall is going to be the winterizer, the winter guard, and that's going to be a fertilizer that's pretty high in nitrogen. We're going to have the potassium. We're going to have a little bit of potassium, and we're going to have a little bit of phosphorus. So I see we have Al in here. Thanks for joining me, Al. I appreciate it. Kind of chatting about the fall time up here. I know you're not super familiar with that being down in Florida, but excellent to see you on here. I appreciate you jumping in. I hope we can get a few people on here tonight. It's going to be a good chat. So yeah, fertilizing, definitely now's the time, and it's going to promote good deep root growth during the winter time. So that is awesome. I'm going to break down a fertilizer bag for you guys. So we have 3 numbers on there, right? So we have our nitrogen, our phosphorus, and our potassium, right? NPK, that's the 3 numbers that you're going to see on a fertilizer bag. Now, sometimes you'll see there's another number behind those. Oftentimes that'll be your, calcium, your phosphorus, or not your phosphorus, but your sulfur, those extra things that are added into that fertilizer. So I typically would say, if you're new to this, definitely do a little bit of research on it. It's going to vary locally. Everything's going to be a little bit different state to state, country to country. So yeah, nitrogen is it's vital to the stem growth. That's that first number out there. It's going to be likely, it's going to vary, but like this time of year, 10 to 20-ish. And yeah, so that's going to help with the stem growth. The phosphorus is going to help with the roots, them deep roots. And the potassium is the hardiness of the grass, the root, sorry guys, here, dear, would you look at this quick? I don't think this is right. Like I said, we're having somebody come and meet over here to pick up a rental machine. So yeah, the overall hardiness of the grass. So that's going to do it for fertilizing. I have a few other things written down here. So third being cleanups. Depending on where you're at in the country, you may do little cleanups. You may do a lot of cleanups. We do a lot of cleanups here in Minnesota. We have a lot of oak trees primarily, quite a few maple trees. Oh, good grief. We definitely have a good mix of trees. We're heavily wooded up here in the great state of Minnesota, so we do a lot of cleanups. Moral of the story. Our setup looks a little bit like this. We have our Toro Z Master, which has a triple bagger, and we have our Toro Grandstand, which has a side bagger. And I prefer the Z Master. The Z Master has that big triple bagger, holds way more bushels of debris, and it's just overall more efficient. Al says, I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, you should come up and experience it. I think it's just part of every great lawn care YouTuber. I mean, you gotta go through a fall cleanup, man. It's just, they're just so satisfying to do, blowing them big leaf piles, sucking up a bunch of leaves and debris. It's just wonderful. Just get caked in leaf dust. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about our dump trailer too that we have set up. We have our 16-foot or our 14-foot SureTrack dump trailer. I wish I would have got a 16-footer, but we have a 14-footer. It has 5.5-foot walls. I have a video or two about that on our channel here. And yeah, it has an 18-horse debris loader on the back of it. It's a Billy Goat, and I'm excited to use it. We picked that up this year. Before, we just tossed bags in the trailer, and it wasn't very efficient at all. I had a makeshift debris loader that my father-in-law gave to me, but it just kind of ended up puking out mid-season. Some fins broke off, and so we had to retire that machine. But Al says he's off to bed. I suppose you're in a different time zone. Have a good night, man. Thanks for dropping in here. Guys, leave me a comments in the comments below and let me know who is all watching. And let me know in the comments after this video is aired if you made it to this point, and let me know what you think. I want to know who's watching. So let me know if any of this is helpful. I'm not very good at doing lives. I must admit, I do quite a bit of editing to my videos because I'm just not very good at speaking, but I definitely try my heart out. So this outline seems to be helping me a little bit though. So our backpack blowers for cleanups, we run the Stihl BR 800s. I've ran Echoes in the past. I've actually, oh man, it's been my 6th or 7th year doing leaf cleanup. So I've ran Red Max, Echoes, Stihl. I definitely would recommend the Stihl. I think that's better than what is it, the Echo 90 PB9010. I think it's definitely not, I don't think it's as strong, but I do think that the Stihl is a little bit more comfortable. The Echo feels a little bit cumbersome, and I do notice that it gets stuck in the trees a lot more, like when we're working underneath trees. The Stihl is nice, and I don't know, the shape of it, the ergonomics, it just fits and it just works, and they have tons of power, guys. So if you're thinking about that Stihl BR 800, I would definitely recommend it. You could get by with something probably a little less, but hey, the bigger the better when it comes to leaf cleanups, guys. So that's all I got for that. So let's see here. Trees and shrubs is my next category. So we got a lot of trees up here, like I said, and now is like the perfect time if you need to be doing tree trimming. Now is the time to start doing that. So Dad and I were just having a conversation about this, and yeah, you want to, when you're trimming up a tree, you want to trim everything that's basically growing down, as far as like if you're just trimming up the canopy. There's other tree trimming techniques. I'm not any big expert, but I do enough of it to know kind of how to make a tree look good. We've done quite a few tree trimming jobs, and they definitely work out just fine for us. So now is a great time to be doing that during the fall cleanup time, and as well as shrubs. So shrub trimming now's the time to do that as well. Early spring or fall is a good time for shrubs, and shrubs are good money. Not a lot of people like to do it if you're doing it for a business. If you're a homeowner, well, save yourself some big money, and you can get yourself a pretty nice hedge trimmer for a power one for probably 150 to anywhere to 300. You could get a decent hedge trimmer. Johnny Mow, thanks for jumping on here. I probably watched like 6 of your videos today, no joke. Love the review videos on the Toro Z Master. I couldn't agree with you more. Comparing the decks on the Z Master to the X Mark, I feel like I came from an X Series mower to the Z Master 5000, and I agree. I don't like that baffle system under the deck and how things get caught coming out. And I just think that was spot on. That was brilliant, man. So thanks for those videos. I'm sure they'll help a lot of people out. And yeah, good to see you on here. But we run an HS56 steel hedge trimmer. That thing is slick. I love it. It's a good commercial grade, and I feel like it's made way more money than I could have ever imagined it to. So now is a great time to be trimming up those shrubs. Just picked up a 52 grandstand. Ooh, that's awesome. Are you going to be doing some videos with the grandstand, or going to wait till next year to debut that? We sure love ours. I just think that they're a little bit more maybe like nimble feeling. They get into corners real nice. I definitely like dethatching with the grandstand. I feel like it gets in the corners really nice, holds a hill pretty good, and those grandstands work awesome. They're great for running a full mulch kit on too. We've ran mulch kits, but yeah, the grandstand is just a great machine, especially for somebody that would be just getting started. I feel like they're just a great all-around mower. So yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, I want to see it. I want to see what you think of it, because everybody kind of has their own opinions on them. I think overall they're good, but yeah, for you, I know you have a lot of experience in the mowing world, and it'd be fun to see. Easy to work on too. Yeah, my wife, she mows with me, and we were just out in the driveway looking at it, and we're like, man, that thing is built. It's been easy to work on, basically bulletproof. It has close to 400 hours on it or something like that, and we've had like 0 issues with ours. So it's been really good. The hydros on our Z Master have kind of been troublesome, but the grandstand has just been phenomenal. So we definitely love the grandstand. I'd highly promote that machine and encourage anybody to buy one. So that is awesome. I can't wait to see a video on it. Hopefully, I'm just stoked to see what you have to say about it. That's what I got. So we purchased our aerator this year. We got a 30-inch stand-on Toro core aerator. It's pretty good. It's absolutely terrible on hills, but it's been good. It's made quite a bit of money. Somebody's actually going to come and rent it tonight. I mentioned that a little bit earlier on, but I try to keep it busy in the fall. It's just something where, you know, we have such a short season here in Minnesota for aerating, and then in the spring it's just something that's kind of hard to keep busy and hard to keep that machine working all the time and paying for itself. But I do let a few other contractors use it, and it's going to be good. So things going to pay for itself. But we want aerating. We want to do aerating because it promotes really good deep root growth. It allows for oxygen to get down in there, and it's a great time to overseed too. We overseed, and it's super funny. That seed will go right into those holes, and it'll grow out there first before it'll actually start growing in the rest of the yard, which is kind of funny. You just have these little round spots of grass growing. But that's basically not the reason why you aerate, but it's a great time to put down seed when you are aerating. So let's see here if I can pull this up. Sweet. I just finished up aeration for the season. Yeah, we basically are done with ours too. And I think right now is probably about when you want to be wrapping them up. Some people like to do them a little bit later. But yeah, we like to be done with ours by now too. So that's cool. That's awesome. And I think you run the Stinger. But what do you think of that, Johnny? I think you said something about maybe not liking it so much. I don't know. They're also similar though. It's just tough. I just went with Toro because, well, I got a good deal on it, but it's we're all Toro here pretty much. So that's why we went with the Toro. But I've heard some things across the board about some of the different aerators, and I don't know if it's like a ergonomics issue or what the deal is with them, that they're not that great. But so I would say if you're putting down seed, just be careful. Don't be doing any weed control on new seed. I saw, Johnny, you did back in some of your older videos. I saw that you used the Mean D by Loveland, and that's a product that we use, and people been kind of asking me about the products that we use for our weed control, and I feel like that's a good one for the money. It's a good profitable one to put down, but I'm wondering if you found something that maybe works better on a commercial level to make money with. But yeah, don't be putting down weed killer on new grass. It'll stress it out, could kill it off. Probably not a good thing to do. So let's see here. What do we got? With the weight kit on it. And it runs great. Nice. Yeah, it seems like my Toro could maybe use one of those too. The hand placement controls on the Stinger is not so good. Okay, I could definitely see that. I wonder if you'll like how the Toro grandstand controls work. They seem pretty good for the most part. It kind of drives me nuts how the safety is on the hand lever. So it seems like sometimes I just get kind of lazy and my hand comes up on it and then it shuts the blades off on that mower. So that's kind of one little irritating thing, not so major, but I definitely, it kind of irritates me. Let's just put it that way. So I'll be curious to see how that works out. But yeah, super pumped to get into this fall season. We talked a little bit about mowing earlier, which was cool. The gator blades, I definitely don't like to run those with the bagging system on the Toro. The Toro grandstand in particular, you'd need to run the high lift blades on the grandstand if you have a bagger on it. So that's a little tip. I was getting way too much blowout with the gator blades, at least the kind that I was using. So I have perfect. That's good to know. Yeah, so we use an adjuvant, a LI 700 with ours. It's a sticker, and that seems to work out. It seems to work out okay, but I think there's got to be something better. We have, I don't know if you guys have a Creeping Charlie, but the mech will get it earlier in the year, but it doesn't seem to get it later. And I think it's because our Creeping Charlie here gets like a waxy layer on it come mid-year, it seems to be a little more hardy. And then it's harder for that weed killer to do its job. So I do pretty good earlier on in the season, and I think that's the reason why we put down 2 applications of weed killer. So, but that's good to know. I'm going to look into that. And you guys have helped me out on here so much. It's awesome. I'm so grateful to have all you guys in here. Johnny, I just wanted to say too, if you're still on here, I loved your episode with Paul Jameson on the Green Industry podcast. That was a really good episode, and I definitely learned a lot from that. So that was great. Lopez Lawn and Tree Care. Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. I don't think I've seen you on here before, but thanks for dropping in. Unfortunately, I'm kind of getting towards the end of my speech here. We went through pretty much everything from our mowing to our aerations. We did fertilizing and cleanups, and talked a little bit about tree and shrubs, which I'm sure you're more familiar with than me, being that you have tree care as part of your name. I would just assume. But yeah, it'd be cool to see what kind of saws do you guys use? Are you steel or Echo? There's a ton of different Husqvarna. We use all steel stuff here, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, jump on a little bit earlier next time, and we'll get to chatting. Sorry, I was kind of given a short notice tonight. I wasn't sure. Like I said, I actually have somebody coming over tonight to pick up a rental machine, so I'm gonna have to probably jump off here pretty soon. But it was kind of a last minute deal. He didn't get a hold of me until later on in the day, so I just scheduled this live, not knowing for sure when he was coming. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys hopping on here, though. It means a lot to me. I don't have a huge following, but I'm working on it. Just everything, heart and soul. I know it takes time, and YouTube's kind of a tough game, and I'm not 100% the greatest talker, so lives are still pretty new to me. And luckily, the great thing about YouTube is you can edit your mistakes out, which is nice. So that's always good. But yeah, so we are kind of in between mowing. Mowing's really starting to slow down here in Minnesota. It's actually basically done. I would say in another week or two, we'll be done with our mowing, and then we'll be throwing the bag. We have one bagger on our baggers on our Z Master. The bagger on the grandstand is a little more difficult to deal with. If you're gonna run a bagger on a grandstand, I was told to run a Red Magic. People really like those baggers over the OEM Toro bagger, the factory ones there, Toro makes. That one sits side saddle. The Red Magic is behind you. It's got, I think, like a lever to dump it, so that's kind of cool. So you don't got to get off. I like that in some situations, but on the Z Master, I actually prefer having the triple bagger behind me for cleanups rather than having the dump. I just feel like, I don't know for sure, but I feel like the triple bagger holds more leaves than the dump from seed. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, we're going to get the bagger on the grandstand here in the next 2 weeks. I'll be doing a video about that too. I want you guys to see how that thing works and how it's set up. So I know a lot of people are interested in that bagger too. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. I'll go through my dump trailer, show you guys my dump trailer. I know Johnny mentioned he likes his dump inserts with an 8-foot bed in the back of my truck. I sure would like to try a dump insert sometime, especially being I just mow solo usually. My wife's with me most of the time. But yeah, it'd be nice to have that dump insert in the bed of the truck. So instead of having to go back and get a dump trailer, it'd be nice to have that insert. So better tomorrow says, got the little hand wavy. How's it going, better tomorrow? Thanks for jumping on here. Appreciate you guys. Lopez Lawn and Tree Care says, enjoy watching the spraying videos. I appreciate that a bunch. We're going to be doing some more of those. We'll be talking about the chemicals that we use and just how to run that Toro Spraymaster. Really want to go through kind of some of the techniques, what I found works great, what I found doesn't work so good. And you guys might be kind of shocked to know that I have had a few issues with that machine. So they're not major. They're just little things to kind of keep your eyes open for. So I do want to talk and touch on the Spraymaster as well. So we will be talking about that in a later video. I'm not sure if I'll do that yet this year. We're done with weed control here now. So I might do something with that later, but it might be in the spring. We'll see. That's when we do it typically. So I run the steel green. That's interesting. What do you think? What do you think of that? I'd be curious to know. Boy. Definitely been on, over a half an hour now. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I like doing fertilizing and weed control. I think it's a really good, profitable service to offer, especially if you have like a lawn and tree company. It's a great add-on. It's easy to sell, which I like the best. I think a lot of people just don't really know what they're doing with it. So it's actually pretty easy to sell. Like I got a program written out. I can just run through my program. This is when this goes down. This is when this goes down. This is when this goes down. And a lot of people don't question it. But when they do, it's very important to be knowledgeable in what you're putting down, why you're putting it down. And yeah, it's just good thing to be educated on. Definitely know what you're doing. In one of my spraying videos, I mentioned go to a local farm store, seed store, co-op, country stores. They will know what you should be putting down and when you should be putting it down. So they're definitely great people to consult with. I wish I knew Toro had one out. I guess same as the Z Spray. Yeah, the Z Spray is basically the cousin to the Spraymaster. The Spraymaster came after the Z Spray. I think those were LT Rich back in the day. I've ran a Z Spray. They are pretty much the exact same. There's very minor differences. And I don't know, I guess I haven't ran a brand new Z Spray, so I guess maybe they are the same. I don't know, but from the older ones to this transferring into the Spraymaster, there are a few minor differences just in how some things are laid out on the dash, and then like the gas tank. I like that it's kind of got the fill nozzles kind of on the side. I believe the Z Spray, so the Spraymaster's on the side, the Z Spray was kind of on the top. I don't know, I just like that angle. It's nice to pull into the gas station, and I can reach it from the side of the trailer. We use a utility style trailer, not a enclosed trailer, so that's kind of nice. LT Rich was bought out by Toro. I gotcha. That's a pretty killer design, though. I think that was a pretty good move on Toro's part to purchase that. I thought maybe I heard that, but I didn't know for sure. So that was a good buy for sure. Thanks for commenting that. But yeah, I had mentioned in one of my spraying videos, the lean to steer is a really good option. It's a little bit cheaper than the zero turn style sprayer. I think it's a great way to get started if you're going to do like a ride-on unit. I started just using a push spreader, and we just drug a hose for weed control. So I was out there, you know, with the hose over my shoulder, just whipping that stuff down. And it was not quite as fun as running that new Spraymaster. That thing's sweet. More spraying videos. Thanks. Yeah, we'll do some spraying videos. I really want to dive into that, probably more so next year. And you guys let me know. My son's being a little noisy here in the background. He's 10 months old now, but we're gonna go through this winter, I believe. We're gonna go through the Minnesota. The U of M does a good program. They have good textbooks and good spraying information. So we're gonna talk about doing fertilizer and spraying. I'm gonna go through those books, how I get certified more in depth. I know it's kind of particular to our state here. All of them are a little bit different, I believe, except for that core. There's a core, I believe, across the country. Johnny, you might be able to fill me in a little bit better on this. I know you're in a different part of the country than I am here, but like when you get certified for weed control, there's like, I mean, you go through all of it, like the different kinds of pest controls, different types of like backflow preventions, where you can and cannot spray. I believe a lot of that is similar across the board. But we'll be going through that stuff this winter when I have some downtime. I actually have to retest for this next year. So we're going to be going through those books. I think I'm going to try, I don't know, I'm going to try to get my wife to learn a little bit about that too. We have to do a little bit more on the back end of getting all of we have like safety stuff written up for ourselves. We have to have incident report forms, and we have the basics, but we need to go a little bit deeper and make things a little more professional. It's definitely hard working from home. I wish we had a shop. I just have a little 3-acre lot here in central Minnesota, so we do most of our work just out of the garage. I do keep some of my equipment at my in-laws though, so that helps, but it'd be nice to get better pricing, get some bulk stuff next year. We're going to be trimming things down. We had some pretty good profits on it this year, but we got our butts kicked. We had some prices go up, and I felt like, man, we gave people prices. I'm kind of my integrity matters to me. So when I give somebody a price at the beginning of the year, you know, say $60 for an application of fertilizer, I want to be, you know, just charging them $60. I didn't want to, on programs, raise the prices on that. It didn't hurt us a ton. It hurt us a little. Some of you guys might say, well, I up my prices, but I don't know. It was kind of a touchy subject for me. I was kind of sad when those prices went up as much as they did, but we we managed to get through, and it was a good year overall. It was a good year. So see, we have 7 people watching. Definitely drop a comment, guys. I'll be sure to try to get that comment pulled up here on the screen. Say hi. Let me know you're in here. It's been a pretty good conversation so far tonight. Big Daddy's in the house. Hi, Blades. Nice. Yeah, that's me. That is me. Of course, there's Al Blades now, too. He was in here earlier. If you guys haven't seen any of his videos, he's a great guy. He's got a great heart, and he is out doing great things in Florida. Goes out 1 day a week. I talked to him quite a bit, actually. He's all into helping people out, and I really love that there's people in the lawn care community that have all this nice stuff, can go out and help people out and get those nasty looking yards whipped into shape, and you know, making the communities a better place. That's what this is all about, you know. That's what I love about lawn care. You can see the results with pretty much everything that you do. You know, whether it's mowing or fertilizing, you know, you can see the grass green up after you fertilize it. You can see when you spray a yard, you'll see the kill on the weeds, which is kind of satisfying. You can see your leaf cleanup progress. That's my favorite. I love watching piles of leaves get blown across the yard with the old BR800. I think that's a blast. I love sucking them up. I actually probably enjoy sucking up leaves more than I enjoy lawn mowing. So it's just that oddly satisfying part, right, guys? But yeah, so let's see here. The wife says hi too. Hi, Miss Katie. Thanks for jumping on here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Go down and hit that like button for me, and we'll be doing these again here once we get going on the leaf cleanups. I'd like to do a little bit more. We're going to be doing some leaf cleanup videos, and we'll be diving into that spraying stuff this winter. So let's see here. Drake Westerman, thanks for jumping in here. I appreciate it a bunch. Yeah, what's our leaf setup? So I was talking a little bit earlier about we have my wife and I, we mow and do stuff together. Sorry, once again here, my son's in the background. We have a Toro Z Master. We have a Toro Z Master with a triple bagger. It's not a dump from seat, but I was saying earlier, I like the bags in the back. They're kind of nice. Well, because you can throw them in the back of a truck. You can throw them into a trailer if you want, dump them on a tarp, however you want to do it. So I like those actual bags being there. And then we have the side saddle Toro grandstand bagging system, which it's okay. It's good for certain things. So those are the 2 mowers we use. And then I have, I think 5.5, well, from the bed of the dump trailer to the top, it's like 5.5 feet tall. I got like 3.5 foot wooden sides on it. We have an 18 horse billy goat on the back of it. And that's pretty much what we use for leaf cleanups. So I'm super excited to get those videos out for you guys so you can see how they work. I think you'll really appreciate it. So I started not when I started my company, but when I worked for another, I had all that stuff. And when I went away from it, man, it was a heartbreaker. But we did, I think, over 30 spring cleanups this year with just the grandstand alone. And that was a lot of work. I mean, you have to run over a yard, 2 or 3 times with that to really get it sucked up. And I think this year having the new Z Master will be awesome. I used to run the Exmark Laser Z, and that deck is phenomenal. The thing vacuums up leaves like mad. They're a great machine, but I think the Z Master this fall will do great. So it'll be better than the Grandstand, I'm sure. So 2 bags versus 3. I think the triple bagger is going to win, and a little more power behind me too with that Kawasaki. I think it's the FX 801. I think the Grandstand is like a 6 something. I couldn't tell you for sure, but a little bit less on the HP. So the Z Master will be better off for me, I think, with a little bit more. So hopefully it's enough. Got the Kawasaki behind me, not the Kohler. I don't know if some people have their preferences. I prefer my Kawasaki motors over the Kohler ones, but to each their own, right? So that's that. Let's see. Anybody got recommendations for Creeping Charlie? Yeah, that's I don't know. I think we're gonna have to try some Speed Zone or something on that. Get it knocked down. Otherwise, just try to get it early. A Scag vride 2 with the 37 horse. That's the Vanguard. That's a good motor. That thing has a lot of power. I love Vanguard. I'm also a very big Briggs & Stratton fan, and I do like that Vanguard. And those V-Rides have a pretty good striping game too, I think. So that will be kind of cool to see how that goes for you. I think it'll work out nice. I like those mowers too. Be nice to get out on a Scag. We don't have any Scag dealers around here though, so I think maybe down in the cities there are, but not real close. That's kind of why I run Toro, just because the dealers are all around here. So that's why we run Toro. Big Toro guy. I used to actually manufacture parts for Toro too at a job shop. I come from manufacturing. Well, I went to school for welding, so I did manufacturing for quite some time. And I actually used to make parts for Toro. I can't necessarily disclose which ones I did, but I did some rollover protective systems, ROPS, and I did some, let's see here, some different handles for a couple different machines. So yeah, I liked working for them, doing work for Toro. Definitely a pretty tight company, and I can tell you what, they're on top of their quality game, and their build is phenomenal. So I know that Scag is right there with them though. So they're a good brand as well. Got the Toro 36 Grandstand, great mower, new last year. So what? Let's see here. So what do you think of that though overall? How many hours do you have on that 36? I contemplated getting one of those. We do quite a bit in gated areas, so I'm just curious to see. They're a little bit different than the bigger bodied Grandstand, but definitely be curious to see what you think of that. So let me know. Let's see here. Do you like snow plowing residentials or commercial lots better? So yeah, guys, I've done everything from sorry. One sec. Dear. Uh-oh, we got a nightmare here at home. Run! One second, guys, sorry. Guy must have showed up here. Yeah, I like snow plowing our residentials a little bit better. I've plowed everything from Walmart size parking lots. I actually did Walmart for a few years around here, and And then we've gone all the way up to our sorry about that. Sheesh. I've gone down to hey, come here. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I've gone down to the small residentials, but I feel like our residentials are a little bit more profitable. You get them in a nice tight route like you do with mowing, and that's how you make your money. So I have a crew cab long box truck, which is kind of hard for residentials, but I don't know. I think it's fun to just go sit on a lot for a while, go sit in a skid steer or whatever. But I think profitability wise, I like my residentials. So get a nice tight route, run them. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. It's crazy around here. So this is my son. This is Wesley, and he loves lawnmowers. The kid goes absolutely nuts over him. So hopefully he grows up and likes to cut grass. Is that puppy scary? But yeah, that's a good question. Got around 100 hours on that. You got to do a review. Yeah, you should do a review on it. Those are pretty big topic around here, actually. So it'd be kind of cool to see what more people think of them, and maybe down the road I'd like to get into one. I thought about this next year, like I said, we do a lot of gated areas. So I'm thinking we love our Honda push mower, but it's not super wide. I kind of thought about maybe going to what is it, like a Time Master or something with a 30-inch deck we're going to be doing. So that is great. 500 hours on the grandstand, 36. Platform broke. No kidding. Lift the platform down into the back of it. Oh, wow. No way. That's so crazy. I really like how those platforms fold up and stuff, as opposed to some of the other brands. I think it's nice to have them packed on a trailer, but I'm sure that could be a factor. They are kind of exposed, as opposed to the platform being between the wheels. I think there's probably a little bit more that could maybe go wrong with them, but something to consider. So are the 36 grandstands, are they more affordable than the bigger bodied ones, or how does that work price wise? Do you guys know roughly what you pay for a new 36 grandstand? I haven't really compared the two. So I think it was in 2020, I think we did what did we pay for ours? Like 85, I want to say 8,500 for the grandstand 52. So yeah, I'd be curious to see what you guys paid for those roughly. I don't know. You don't have to be exact. Don't pull out a receipt or nothing, but if you had a ballpark on it, I'd be curious to know. What do you think, Wesley? What do you think? Is it time for bed? See, look at it. There you are. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to be jumping off here. I apologize for all the chaos in the house here later on. Big shout out to you guys. Thanks, Drake, for jumping on here. Big Daddy, Lopez Lawn and Tree, Johnny Mow, Al Blades, Better Tomorrow. We'll try to get some spraying videos out, and you guys are just the bomb. So thanks for jumping on here. You guys have a great night. Have a good, profitable week. If you're out there, work hard and be safe, definitely. And I hope you'll join me on another one. These are really fun for me to do. So we'll try to get another one here going here soon, and we'll be back with you guys. So thanks again, and I'll be signing off here. So we'll see you on the next one.